Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, are so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, got to catch them all. Got to catch them all. I want to be the very best, like no one ever. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching for a while. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, oh, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in the world we must defend. Pokemon, ooh, our hearts so true. A courage will put us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, got to catch them all. Got to catch them all. Oh, Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, well, my best friend in the world we must defend. Pokemon, oh, I'm so true. A courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, got to catch him. Oh, got to catch him. Trying to catch him all, y'all. Oh, Lord. Trying to catch them all. I love you, Misty.
All right. Love you, Misty. Last time on our Pokemon misadventures, we began as the lot of you had broken up from your meeting at the end of the docks. Lily and Damien staying back to have a short discussion about Lily's powers, their origination, of which Lily is not aware of. Flustered, she escaped the scene as soon as possible. The rest of you kind of chatted, and Dr. Salas, you made your way up to the nice end of town, the tip of the terraces, where the houses were 2 stories high and painted in bright colors. Hidden behind a small cobblestone bridge, you met with Professor Ash, who revealed a great deal of information, almost a little too much, causing a hole in the plan as you became acutely aware, of the existence of this testing facility on the Isle of Acapulco. Frustrated, you made your way to the... Well, before that, I'll mention as well that Professor Ash gave you an interesting invitation upon learning of your successful creation of Pokemon, that you come to Celadon City and stand before the Pokemon Professor Council, perhaps earn a spot amongst them. To do this, though, Professor Ash urges that you be successful in this mission. In frustration, you make your way down to the junkyard where you smash your feelings out, having a brief but emotionally helpful conversation with Damien. Together, the two of you decided that it's best to key everyone into the new changes to the idea of the plan, although mostly it involved talking in circles once again, leaving everyone with a headache and no further idea of what is or is not going to happen. Following this, you guys made sure to reach out to Masanobu as well. Keep him apprised. And over an insightful conversation with him, Damien, and an awkward elevator ride with the doctor, came to terms a bit with sort of who you are and what your objectives are. Though Masanobu cautioned against anger, though in his own strange musings. The next day proved to be a fairly straightforward one, as the 4 of you went about your ways. Dr. Silas, you sharing an interesting breakfast in the morning with Masanobu. Going about your activities, buying supplies you felt you needed for the journey, and getting ready to depart in your own ways. Asakura making your way out of the city and releasing the Pokemon that you had captured. Sorry, heard a weird noise in my apartment. Eventually, you made your way down to the docks, to the large tugboat in the small bay here, the SS Anne, and made your way up its ramparts into its strange, dimly lit hallways, its moldering brown carpeting, its strangely faded and patterned wallpaper, brown and dark green floral. Found your rooms alongside those of the Oak siblings. Had a few conversations with Serge, and you learned much of Kaya, Damien. And you all began to settle in for what would be a strange and tense journey to the Isle of Acapulco. In general, what are each of you doing over the next week? And are there any specific scenes that you are seeking out?
Well, there's the one thing I would like to do that we talked about last week.
I apologize, brother. What would that be?
The Surge idea.
Ah, yes. Yes. We'll come to that, though. I feel that that has a culmination in several scenes.
Yes.
I would be checking in with Masanobu on occasion. Kind of exploring the ship a little bit.
Yeah. So again, to describe sort of the layout of the ship, so that it's fresh in all of your minds. Starting from the bottom, the bottommost layer of the ship is where is the mess hall. It's where you guys eat and generally convene most of the time. Three long plastic trenchers, long picnic tables of white, flimsy, ass-hurting plastic stand here in the mess hall. The food tends to come to you guys via a cafe-style window into the kitchen that pulls down, that can be closed with a pull-down metal grating that clacks rustily into place. A door to its left that is for accessing the kitchen itself. Another door out of the cafeteria that you're aware of leads... Well, you're not quite sure where, but on the door it says maintenance only. Typically, you guys are accompanied at breakfast by a variety of ship's men, many of whom are hesitant to sit very close to any of you. The cooks similarly give you sort of not unpleasant greetings, but They seem to want to keep their distance. The next 2 floors above that house a series of 12 rooms each, 6 on one side of the boat and 6 on the other, all from exterior hallways that can look out through, or I'm sorry, interior hallways that I suppose it would just be a single interior hallway then. Yeah. A single interior hallway. 6 doors on each side. 24 rooms in total. The floor above that is what was likely a ballroom or some other area for festivities or gatherings, but mostly stands empty as you guys make your way through and out through its double doors onto the main deck. A set of stairs in the back here behind the ballroom from the deck itself leads up to a small captain's helm. It's black grated metal, the kind that shudders beneath your steps. Flimsy and built to withstand water rather than weight. And Dr. Salas, what do you intend to be up to mostly?
Yeah, I think in general throughout the week, in the evenings, Silas retires to his chambers a little early in general, where he tries to make sure he is very well rested. And, get a little extra bit of research in here and there, formulating more ideas and theories that he has on paper. But during the day, aside from training his Pokemon and, tending his tree as he normally does, keeping his routine, Silas lazes about quite a bit. If there's any sort of recreational area of any sort, or just a good place to even post up in the sunlight.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly like I said, a wide deck that you can access via the ballroom on the 4th floor.
And surprisingly, he even gets a little sun. Comes out in a bathing suit type deal a few times during the height of the day. And one other thing that may or may not be came across at any given point, he's going to try and find Daisy a number of these days.
Absolutely.
And, well, if she is amenable to it, between, the normal duties and being prepared and whatnot, he's gonna raise the roof with her and have a little bit of a party boat, or try to start one.
Absolutely. So it sounds like there's quite a little bit we want to do, quite a little bit of role play we want to do on this ship. Let's start then with our first day, and we'll speed it up as we can.
Now, the first day is the same day that we got on the ship, right?
Yeah, though I imagine that day you guys tend to yourselves mostly. You guys are pretty tired as you were getting on. And I know some people got some sunlight, some air. I don't know that anybody else had big plans for that day.
Now, the question I have, if barring all of these little scenes, we're doing a week's worth of time, is it safe to assume I can do a week's worth of training?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that way I can be doing that in the background.
I was kind of getting at that too.
Yeah, I'd
Can't
just
believe-
rather be able to sit down and do, kind of do it all at once if possible.
Can't believe my mechanically minded players.
It's almost like you
Emotions.
trained us
What is role play?
Do I feel?
Yeah, I just
So-
want levels.
Is love.
Well, we will start with that next day then, as I think there are a variety of good scenes we can play out. You guys are aware of sort of the functionality of the ship. You guys have been down to the cafeteria for food. You're amongst quite a few strangers. As you wake on the first day, Asakura, Dr. Silas, I assume you're sleeping in a little bit.
Yeah, he gets up charitably late during this week, unless obviously we have plans or going over something. But
Okay. So, Asakura, as you wake in this unfamiliar environment, the musty scent of water damage permeating your nostrils. What are you up to?
Damage?
Hmm?
Why do I have water damage?
What? No, like... so like the wallpaper and shit.
I was like, wait, what?
Why
Where
would
did
you
I
be able
get
to
water?
smell? You didn't take water damage. How would you smell that?
I don't know. I thought you said as your nose takes in the smell
Of water damage.
water
Yeah.
damage.
Yes.
2
A,
points of water damage per morning.
mildewy scent that wafts throughout this entire place.
I don't know.
Well, you don't have to do anything about the water damage. It's just a descriptor.
I'm not a carpenter, Jared.
I'm not telling you to be. I'm giving you the player details of what you're experiencing.
I'm just leaning into it.
I can't believe you. You know what? Now your sheets suck too. Your sheets are all scratchy. Fuck you. You have bad sheets.
Okay.
You wake up in your nasty sheets, and it smells like water damage.
No, Nurse Joy wouldn't allow this to happen.
Is there a Nurse Joy here?
No.
Whoever takes care of this ship is not doing a good job at their. Is not doing well at their job. All right. Well, let's get going, guys. She says as all 6 of her Pokemon are just chilling in her room. They probably won't like you guys all walking around the damn boat.
Probably not.
Natu, you're the easiest one to get around with because you're so small, so I'll have to return the rest of you guys. Natu, get up here on my shoulder. As she channels Natu and then recalls the rest of the 5 of her Pokemon. and starts to walk out. Talk to someone later. Those sheets were just so itchy. Maybe I can find some better ones. Let's get some breakfast though.
Yes, sir.
I would go down and get some breakfast.
You head directly to breakfast?
Yeah.
The only other people down here are Masanobu and Tim and Tom.
I'll get my food and I'll sit right next. I'll sit by Tim and Tom. I have no problem with Tim and Tom. Hey guys,
Oh, hey there, Asagura.
how you two doing?
Well, didn't sleep too great last night, but, you know, personal problems.
Yeah, I got some really itchy sheets. Room also smells.
Well, I'm not one for boats, but I reckon they're mostly like this.
Almost like they scavenged parts from a boat that sunk or something, and they built this. I don't know, or they just don't take good care of it, of the place.
Well, as I understand from Professor Ash, it's a recent acquisition.
Well, maybe with some time they can make this a little bit better. But, well, I'm used to living outside and sleeping on the ground and whatnot, so it is what it is, I guess. I can't complain too much. I'd rather sleep on the ground in my sleeping bag than sheets again.
Yeah. A large group of ship's men that you're not familiar with come in and sit at a far table away from you all, talking quietly amongst themselves.
After one day, can I get the feeling that they don't like us, or at least are keeping their distance with us?
I mean, they certainly, yeah, I feel like, make an intuition check.
Surprise, surprise, I'm not at my computer.
Shockers!
Can't throw these random checks at me.
You know, some of us can't leave our computer during the game.
In my first calculation, Clefable after day one reaches experience a value of 666. Does something happen? Does the prophecy become true?
Not once he ticks over.
Sprout torrents.
He's locked with this XP now. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, yeah, they kind of give you guys glances that you could think of as not fearful, but they certainly seem hesitant to associate with you in any way.
I know we don't. So, and this is me talking to Tim and Tom now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you two, but I guess our team doesn't really interact with people outside of the Pokemon training court too often, but people seem to not really like us or something. The ship crew.
Oh, well. It's hard to look us in the eye. I mean, look me in the eye. What do you see?
A person?
I suspect your intuition tells you more than that.
Well, you've definitely seen things, done things that most humans would never even think of.
Ah,
Even in days like this.
to me that's the thing. I can see the hardness in our eyes.
Do
They
I
always
have
know.
hardness- Do I have hardness in my eyes?
You certainly look like you're questioning the ways of the world deep down.
That is true. I have been.
Despair, futility, loss. These are things that, Pokemon trainers, we've seen the depravity of both man and beast in abundance. It's not a surprise the population can't stand us. Besides, we're a constant reminder of the way things are. Well, I'm sure people appreciate us for what we do, but, well, it takes a killer to hunt a killer, and, well, we're all killers.
Yeah. I guess I just haven't really ever noticed it in the cities or whatnot because I don't really interact with people outside of the training corps. I go to the Pokemon centers, eat, drink, sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
Might go to a restaurant here and there, but
It's best to keep it that way.
probably, but what is this all for if we can't?
Tom stares into his bowl of porridge.
What is it? What are we doing all this for if it's not to, I don't know, at least help better our people's lives, other people's lives?
Well, that is what we're doing it.
I guess I just don't get that feeling when they look at me that way.
Well, don't hold it against them too much. They're, they just don't have our mental resolve, that's all.
I guess.
I don't think they hate us so much as they don't understand us. Frighten them.
True.
I mean,
I guess I used the wrong words.
you tell me Tom here don't scare you?
Oh, Tom scared me the very first day we met. But I've come to he seems to have changed since that day, though. He isn't carrying that skull around anymore. Whatever happened to that?
Let's go. What are you talking about?
Wasn't he like carving a skull or something when we first met him?
Oh, Carvin. Yeah, he does that. He does that quite a bit.
It had like a skull and it was kind of scary. Sorry, Tom. I don't mean that in a bad way.
I always liked you.
Well, Tom, I like you too. It's just first impressions sometimes can... Well, first impressions. But you guys have been nothing but good to us, so yeah.
He looks sort of past you. He says, perhaps I carry darkness in my heart, but you carry something far scarier. He looks back at his porridge. I do not judge you.
You talk about Natu? As I point to Natu on my shoulder, I'm carrying.
The darkness within. It will consume you.
No, you and Natu would get along probably.
He picks up his bowl of porridge and licks some out.
Natu gives me those same eyes where they just stare past me. But you two would probably be great partners.
Yeah, Tom's always saying stuff like that. Don't pay him no mind.
Well, after I'm done here, I'm probably going to go to the training area and train my Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I reckon we're using the open space upstairs.
I hope so.
Otherwise, what's it for?
A party?
A party? Who's having a party on this boat?
Apparently, Dr. Silas later.
You know, Missy, you gotta get your priorities in order. Death
you're
and
right.
danger raised around every corner. Ain't having no party.
It's just... True, you're right. By the way, I've been
to the party?
apparently there's not a party, but if there is one, I'll invite you, Tom.
I won't be there.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew I won't be coming.
So I know, like, when it comes to the trainers, I know everyone I've seen, most of them I've talked to at least once, except for Surge. I haven't seen him. I've heard he's around, and his team. All I've ever heard about him and his guys is that they're big muscle heads.
Oh, Search? He's from what I understand, he's ex-military from the before times.
Oh, so he's up there in age as well.
Oh yeah, in his 50s. Don't look like it, none.
Gotcha.
He's American. They all look. Well, they always got clear skin.
Yeah,
So it's Tim.
I've met we met Professor Ash. Well, you guys know that. You guys were there. He was American too, wasn't he?
I reckon so. Though I don't know much about this America.
I don't know much either.
Tom and I mean, perhaps our looks don't belay it, but we're in our early 30s.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I'm in my early 30s.
yeah.
Born
No,
just before the calamity. Couldn't tell you where I'm from.
From my parents have told me where they're from. My mom's from Japan, and my father was from Eastern Europe area. So European and Japanese for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where none of those places are, but
I don't know either.
I reckon that's impressive.
I think where we live is, or where we've been walking around, like, is present day Japan, I think.
Oh yeah, this is Japan for sure.
Yeah. But Europe was another continent somewhere in the world.
What's a continent?
I don't know. I don't know. My dad told me that one time. I was young. I don't remember.
Sounds weird.
Apparently, a big landmass is considered a continent.
So it's like an island, but bigger?
Yeah.
Are we on a continent?
Probably. I think we're going to an island, though. I don't know if an island is considered a continent. I think Japan's a continent.
Well, I'm glad we could be a part of the great continent of Japan.
Yes.
Damien, Dr. Silas, what are you guys up to as you're waking up?
Okay, so apologies for this very early interruption, but I have to go and do a pickup for my family.
You're picking up what?
Food. I'm being sent on food.
Wow, unforgivable.
I know. It should take me like 15-20 minutes, I'm thinking. Did not anticipate this, but I'm being sent.
You're good,
Be
man.
sent, brother.
Be sent. Hurry up. All right, Damien.
Yep, do the stuff that's not Silas if you want to, and I will return.
I am tap dancing this morning.
Oh yeah.
No.
Try to bring levity into this game. You poor fool.
I'll wake up a bit later than Asakura does. And I'll go down into the mess hall as well to get some breakfast.
Yeah, as you're coming down, you run into the Oaks out in the hall. Oh, hey, Damien. You heading out for breakfast?
Kind of itch my bed head. Yeah. Figured I'd get a bite to eat.
He's like, nice look, man.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I'm just saying, you need a pick me up before we get the day going.
That's what I'm doing. I gotta go get some breakfast, get some coffee.
Totally agree. Oh, we can head down with you if you like. Although if Daisy's gonna be irritating, we can go our own way. I'm not. What have I done?
No, it's fine. We can go together.
I was just trying to be friendly.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I know. You start making your way down. Lily gives you a good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. So scary. Which caused Lily to disappear into her robes.
Like cloak of invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just kind of walk silently with them. Unless they say something to me, I just walk silently until I get some coffee in me.
I mean, as you guys are walking down the hall, Gary says, so, when are we going to discuss the plans?
Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow, next day, either of those.
Sounds good. And you guys walk down to the cafeteria.
You can
Yeah.
do some reconnaissance first.
Roger. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
You guys make your way down to the mess hall. Masanobu's down there eating alone, and at the far end of the table are Tim, Tom, and Asakura.
I'll get some breakfast. Kind of do that awkward thing where you see a couple of different people you want to sit with. Like back in high school, and you just kind of walk. I let Gary's group take the lead on where they go. I hang back.
Oh, there's Sasakura. Should we sit with her?
Oh yeah, that works.
As you enter the room, Tom looks up at you from across the room.
I give Tom like a nod of acknowledgement. And I'll head over there and
He waves.
sit down.
He's got to stare first, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Then he goes back to his porch.
I'll head over and sit down next to them.
Good morning, Damien.
Morning,
Oaks.
Tim.
Morning, Tim. I can just feel all this pent-up tension in all of us. Reaching for a fight.
Yeah, pretty wild mission we're going on.
Yeah, I reckon it's one of the most dangerous ones we've been on. Although, I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't mean to bring up memories. Tom is thumping himself on the forehead with his spoon.
How you doing, Tom?
I feel despair.
Oh, never mind. That was no response. I see.
I feel.
Why's that, Tom?
He looks up at you, right in your eyes. You're startled because this never happens. Somebody will die on this trip. You don't have to go saying stuff like that, Tom.
Do you know who, Tom?
He shakes his head. He just gets bad feelings about stuff. There's no need to go get everyone fussed up, Tom. Tom returns to his bowl of porridge. Some oatmeal stuck to his forehead. Sorry about that, folks.
That's all right.
It's just I need extra tension around here. It's already freaky enough. So I hear we're having a party.
Said that.
Oscar did.
All I said was.
Yeah, let's party.
All I said was, if that big room that has nothing in it isn't for training, then it has to be for a party or something. I didn't say we're having a party. But if there was one, I said I'd invite Tom, but then he said he wouldn't make it. So
Of course, you didn't give him any notice.
I'm very busy.
what are you busy with, Tom?
Existential dread.
One of these days, I won't understand you.
So it was in this room, close to this room that the maintenance only door is, right?
Yeah, it's in the side of the room there.
Okay.
Sort of a faded blue, sturdy door. The kind that are designed to keep fires in or out.
So how'd you guys sleep, Gary?
I mean, it's kind of a shitty ship.
Thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we built it. It's refuse. Something we pulled out of the ocean. An old fixer-upper.
Smells really bad.
Yeah.
I arranged the bacon on my plate into a frowny face.
Willie's in your mind. Are you sad?
No, it's just it's funny. Brings back a good memory.
Oh, that's good.
What do you guys think is behind that maintenance door over there?
Carrie looks over. Boat stuff, I figure.
Boat stuff.
Shrugs. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know anything about boats. It's the first boat I've ever been on. I reckon it's the engine room. Variety of other mechanical equipment. Boilers.
So what I'll be doing while we're eating, I'll be taking really close note on if anyone comes in or out of there, goes in or comes out.
Yeah, you'll see some of the ship's men go through.
Okay. I'll try to remember their faces.
Sure. Well, Tom and I should be getting to training. We'll see you all around. Well, there's a whole lot of places for us to be hanging out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Guess all we can do now is relax. Is that Daisy?
Nope, that's Surge coming down the stairs. With two other beefy boys. And let me describe my three beefy boys. I've already described Surge and his Guile style flat top. His two comrades behind him are a massive black, bald, rippling, muscled man in a blue A shirt. And another equally large man with a bristling brown mustache, wearing aviator shades, short cropped brown hair, and a headband around just below the just at like hair root level. See him go downstairs. Sir says, "It's time to eat." The guy behind him.
Oscar will lean in. As Surge and his team.
Yeah, that's now. Don't take them at face value. They're all right people. The guy behind him says, "Nothing better after a long workout. Need my protein."
I'm not gonna do that.
You said it, bro. I'm ready to crush those Pokemon with my bare hands. Oh yeah. That's the guy with the aviators. He's my favorite.
Well,
Good morning, Tim. Tom. Gary, Lily, Daisy. Who are the two of you? Surge leans in close to look at you, Damien. He reeks of sweat, but is a friendly face about him.
I lean in a little closer. My name's Damien.
Damien! It's nice to meet you. I'm Lieutenant Surge. You can just call me Surge. That's all my friends call me.
Nice to meet you, Surge.
You can't. That's not true! I call you Lieutenant Surge! Yeah, and that's why we're not friends! Bro! They high five hard.
Jesus Christ.
I want to drink with these guys.
I'm Asakura Cove.
Asakura, it's a pleasure to meet someone so beautiful.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I know, it's a pleasure to meet someone so beautiful.
I've heard nothing but good things about you.
Excellent. I've heard nothing about you.
I don't know if you noticed, but I threw a charm out there.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I've heard nothing about you, but willing to hear more.
Oh, I'm sure we'll talk sometime. It's a small ship.
Yeah, maybe we should grab a drink in the cafeteria sometime.
What do you like to drink?
Me? I'm a beer man myself, but You know, if it's the two of us, a nice rosé. We go up to the deck. We lay down and we look at the stars together.
Oh, maybe. I'll think about it.
And I tell you, I've never seen anything as beautiful as you.
Oh, I get that a lot.
I'm sure.
God fucking damn it.
Alright, come on.
You come on in.
I don't know, I just...
Come along!
They're getting that drink now, I guess.
No, not you. Not him. I just... Oh, you three just got here. You guys haven't really eaten yet.
The bacon.
No, we're about to sit down for breakfast. We'll be here for a while. You know, I look forward to getting to know you better, but maintaining my temple is first and foremost in my mind.
Oh, I'm sure is. Well, I'm going to go train a little bit as well.
Of course. Don't work out too hard. Well, what am I saying? I'm sure you know the limitations of your own body.
Oh?
Yeah.
Does he wink when he says that?
No, you seem like you know a thing or two about how to handle yourself on the battlefield.
I know a thing or two, like you said.
Well, we've all served in our own way. Sometimes I forget that, you know, we're not amongst cities anymore.
No.
Didn't mean to disrespect your abilities.
And when did you disrespect?
Ken says, "You should respect her even though she's a woman!" Yeah, man.
When did you disrespect?
You're right, man. It was implicit in what I said.
Okay.
And I apologize.
You're fine.
I'm just used to being around people that I have to protect. And that does not include you. Powerful entity. Someone with their own fate in their hands. A real feminist! Thank you, Kent. A real feminist.
Well, that's good. I will speak with you guys later, some other time.
Absolutely.
I have to go.
Until we meet again. Make their way up to get breakfast.
As they leave. I'll talk to you later, Gary.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Alright.
It's giving Surge a weird look.
Oh, I had a feeling something was going to go on. Don't worry about him.
I'm not worried.
Just trying to be nice is all.
He's a cool guy.
Then I walk away. We'll walk away, but before she does. God, that's a horrible one. It's very awkward looking because what just happened is very awkward, but I blow a kiss towards Gary as I leave. It's very awkward. It might be misleading with the 10 charm.
All right. My goodness. As you depart, leaving Damien there with the Oaks. Kaya comes down at some point too, waves to you, Damien. Goes to sit with us. It goes to sit with Masanobu.
Yeah, I'll give her a quick wave.
Gary looks over his shoulder. What do you think about her?
Kaya?
Yeah. Is that yeah? Yeah, I know her name.
Seems to be a pretty nice girl. Knows what she wants. Determined enough to get it.
Yeah, she's a little weird to me, but she seems nice.
What do you find weird?
About her?
Yeah.
She says this edge to everything, like she could stab me at a moment's notice.
I guess I've never really noticed that.
Well, I mean, you kind of have the same feel. I just trust you more.
Ah, okay. I guess she does have a lot of knives on her. Oh, that wasn't literal. Oh, okay.
I mean, oh, she also has knives on her? I think she's super cool. I bet she could kill you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, be careful, Gary.
I mean, I'm drawn to danger. He makes a weird look.
I've kind of got that feeling. Whatever you say, Gary.
I just mean, like, he just, like, makes, like, almost a grimace.
Yeah.
Damien, do you want the last of my sweet roll?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Please.
She doesn't move to give it to you.
She say it out louder in my head.
In your head. Okay, you can have it.
I can't just take it from you. It's gonna seem like I'm just stealing food off your plate.
Oh. What else can we do?
I mean, you could hand it. You could hand it to me.
I don't think I could do that.
Why not?
I don't know. Everyone would see me doing it. It'd be so embarrassing.
Just a sweet roll.
She reaches out a hand hesitantly towards the sweet roll. Oh, they're gonna see me.
That's all right. I don't think they'll think anything of it.
You sure?
Or if you're quick, they might not even see it.
Okay, I'll give it a try. She backhands a sweet roll towards you. A spray of crumbs everywhere.
Despite the crummage in my eyes, I'll try to grab it as quickly as I can.
Whoa, Gary says, whoa, you knocked over your sweet roll. Reaches to grab it as well. You both touch hands above the sweet roll. Oh, I got it.
No, that's all right. I've got it.
Okay. All right.
She was offering it to me.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was happening. That was really weird. Why did she like smack it off her plate though? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of you, Lily. No, I didn't mean it. Okay.
Talking to her in her head.
Yeah, but Daisy will talk out loud like an idiot. I love it. I love Daisy. So you take the sweet roll.
Thanks for the sweet roll. I appreciate it.
Lily is knee deep in her robes. Fetal position in her chair. I mean, sitting up still, but like
I'll look over at her and be
as
like,
condensed as possible.
I'll think in my head. I don't know if she hears it or not, but just sorry, that may have been a bad idea. But thanks for the sweet roll. I'll take a bite out of it.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you feel her peek at you, but beyond that, she doesn't really ever interact with you anymore.
Touching moment between Gary and I, though.
Yeah, you guys almost kissed.
I like the rom-com that is Damien's life.
I love adding weird subtext to my terribly frightening game. Excuse me. I really want the doctor here now. He should be here shortly. He was watching the stream for a bit.
On the 4th day, Mankey evolves.
Oh my god. That is momentous. That is a momentous occasion.
On the 3rd day, I haven't done the math yet, but I think on the 2nd or 3rd day, not 2 evolves.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, that's a great moment too.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, it gives me another character to voice.
It's true. It's gonna be a much bigger bird.
Yes, it is. So, I really want Dr. Silas here. We're about halfway through this session. You guys want to take a small break?
Yeah, we can. I'm right now working on doing the calculations for all my training.
We had breakfast.
Excellent.
I might go to the store
How the
tomorrow.
fuck do you manage to make a sweet roll that awkward?
Are you referring to me or Damien?
Both of you.
Well, I said I love the rom-com.
I was
that is
dying in my
Plus.
car laughing. In my car laughing on the way home listening to that.
I love writing this stupid story.
At least I'm back here on headset. There's now food that I'll be pausing to eat, but I can at least communicate, so.
Wow, I can't believe you. Do you want to take like a 15-minute break to eat?
I mean, that's up to you guys.
We were about to take a break to wait for you. But I feel like a lot of the roleplay is going to be you right now because I was just waiting on you to come join us.
Yeah, that might be for the best. That way I'm not trying to, rush eating and pay attention and interact at the same time. Yeah, one sec. All right, ready when you guys are.
Can't believe my one infantry lost no other game.
Pretty funny.
It's a crazy fucking game. All right, let's rumble.
We rumbling.
Dr. Silas, we're gonna start with you.
Yes.
You wake up cordially late.
Is this the first day, second day?
Yeah, we're kind of gonna do the full first day, I think, and then we'll
Okay.
skip about as you guys get used to sort of your life on the ship.
I mean, and I'll do all my mechanical shit later, but wakes up, tends to his stuff, trains his Pokemon. Is gonna skip breakfast actually. And instead he is gonna go and try and find someone related to the ship.
Where would you like to look for that kind of person?
Oh, probably up near like command post, command center, whatever that is, where they drive and all that jazz.
Up by the helm?
Where one might find a captain.
Are you just gonna go up and knock on the door?
Yep.
All right. On your way up, you pass Asakura, Tim, and Tom doing their training in the ballroom.
I'll just watch them from afar. Keep going. Glancing as I walk past.
You make your way out and around to the back of the ship and up the rickety black stairs to the helm. Through a window in the door, you see the captain facing away from you.
I'll just knock.
Turns back, looks at you. Looks at you funny, looks back at the front of the boat, looks back at you,
A wave.
wanders over, opens the door. He's a burly man, 5'10", with rough chops, around a fairly well-built frame.
Morning, Captain.
Morning. Sir, I'm sure whatever your trouble you're having, you can see to one of the crew members. I'm quite busy steering the ship.
Right. Well, if I could just have a moment of your time at some point later, perhaps.
I suppose, is it really something you need me for?
Well, I imagine if I tried to get a crew member for this sort of thing, they would just come back to you, and then we'd have a whole rigmarole of back and forth between who said what to who. And I felt like it'd just be best to cut to the chase.
All right. Well, I mean, come on in. Just don't touch anything.
Oh, excellent.
As he turns back around, he sort of holds his stomach and.
You all right, Captain?
I never had a boat out this far in the water before. Getting a little.
A little bit of seasickness.
Yeah, I suppose. No, it probably sounds ridiculous, but it's not like I've ever left the comforts of town before. You know, fisherman by trade, but
That makes sense. What led you to captain in such a fine vessel? quite magnificent.
Oh, I mean, Pokemon Corps comes around looking for volunteers. Says they'll. Says they'll give the town supplies. I feel like Vermilion's done a lot for me.
That's mighty noble of you. I commend that.
Yeah, well, don't let my sacrifice go in vain. All right.
Sacrifice.
Well, I don't want to die out here. Don't make it a sacrifice.
Well, hopefully it's not.
Right, exactly. Keep me safe. That's your job, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, there's no reason I wouldn't want to keep you safe, so.
Tell you what, will you do me a favor?
Oh?
It's kind of weird to ask, but would you mind giving me a back rub?
Well, I do not mind at all. Perhaps this will make you more open to my idea. And Silas will stand behind the captain and begin to really dig into those spots.
Oh, fuck. Ow. Oh.
Yeah. Just roll the shoulder a bit. Don't tense up.
I just feel like I'm holding too much weight low.
Well, take a seat every now and then. You got crew. They can take your place if you need to rest. Your health is more important.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's just weird to be in charge of them, There's people from back home.
Well, you got a responsibility to them now, and
yeah, I just don't want them to know that I don't want them to know I'm seasick.
Silas rolled that medicine check. Does he know that there any sort of common aid other than perhaps a couple shots of alcohol?
I mean, beautiful back rub. I mean, just sitting down and getting in touch with the motion of the ocean, baby.
All you need is plenty of rest, perhaps a shot or two or liquor might help. But, one of these days or nights, here in the beginning of our journey, you should perhaps go and sit on one of the most volatile points of the boat, one of the far edges. And just sit down, legs crossed, close your eyes, and just really move with the motion. Feel, connect with it. You got to understand it before you can, come up with any sort of way to deal with it. You've rubbed into that spot on your shoulder.
Yeah. I think that's helping a lot. So, what did you need from me?
Well, everybody's real tense around here. I mean, we're all going on a mission that, could be quite perilous. And, you're tense up here, as I found out, and this is perhaps even a lot of the crew's first kind of expedition in this sort of sense. I thought perhaps after a few days of everyone settling in, overcoming seasicknesses and whatnot, perhaps maybe day 3, 4, 5, somewhere in there, we might hold sort of a ship-wide event. Invite everybody to it. Play some music, have a dance, a gala of sorts, sort of a little party. Keep everyone's hands and minds, a little preoccupied. Give them something to settle in and relax to. Hits another point on the back.
Damn. Yeah, it certainly makes a lot of sense to me.
They show everybody that it's not all about dread, and you know, while we may have uncertain futures, we can enjoy the time we have.
I don't see why you couldn't organize something like that for yourself, son.
All right. Well, I wanted to get your permission as captain first. You know, and your blessing for such an event. Perhaps if you had some sort of intercom system that we could play music through of some sort. I didn't know if that was something you might be able to lend to my disposal.
Intercom. I don't know about anything like that.
Do you not have a way to communicate with other parts of the ship quickly?
I mean, walkie-talkies.
No speaker systems on the boat, perhaps?
None that I was told about. maybe there are. And Pokemon trainers just
root around looking for them. I'm quite good with technology.
I mean,
Perhaps
I guess have a look around the ballroom.
All right. Well, I mean, that's all I really wanted to come up here for. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Silas Northgood III. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Dwayne.
Nice to meet you, Dwayne. You're going to do fine, Captain. I believe in you. You seem like a man willing to consider...
Tatsuhiko Dwayne.
Tatsuhiko Dwayne. That's a fun little bit of mash as a name you got there. Anyway.
It's a pretty normal name, I don't know.
I'm just living old days. I'm an old man, forgive me. But, I mean, you know, if you're ever on deck and see me, feel free to come up and say hello. Don't be a stranger. We can all be friends on this boat. Make each other comfortable.
Sure. Just here to drive the boat.
I know, but as a member of the Pokemon Corps, I just want to extend that warm welcome and make you feel like you are valued because you are.
Well, I suppose I appreciate that.
All right, well, you have a wonderful day, Captain. Hopefully your back's a little loosened up a bit. He does like the rough pats at the end of a massage that he's been doing as he's talking.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, I feel everything better.
Excellent. All right. Well, you have a nice little drive.
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep. Pleasant travels to you.
that is, yep. And as Silas, before he walks out, and kind of while he's been doing this massage, he's been scanning the room, kind of get an idea of its tech level. You know, does he see communication systems? Does he see old broken GPS systems? Is it super basic? Like, he's just trying to get a really good sense of
Make a knowledge general knowledge check.
15.
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of old tech from the old world in here. Much of it does not look operational, however.
All right.
But you easily identify GPS systems, communication systems, sonar.
Okay. Cool. He'll get a good little glance of that, and I think he's got his project for this trip now. And in the following days, he's going to go around and start tinkering with the boat, making improvements and such. Getting some of these systems up and going.
Excellent.
At least that's his intent. And he'll go and enjoy a nice sunbathing on the boat somewhere for the afternoon. Get some lunch. And start drawing up some plans and ideas, as he would probably do a walkabout after lunch, and take note of where different electrical systems are, outlets, panels, intercom system ports, wherever, things of these natures, things that he thinks he might need to, starting to build his map of action.
Very well. I'll come back to you. What's everybody else doing with their day?
Not where I thought all that was going to go, but all right, here we are.
Did you think I was going to deny you a party?
No, I just didn't think it would turn into the doctor fixing the boat, but it just kind of happened. Since we plan to fucking blow it up.
I spend my day in the cafeteria, staking out the maintenance-only door, trying to get a timing on shift changes. Who goes in, who comes out at what time.
Sure. There's a variety of people in and out of the cafeteria as the day goes.
Mainly they come up and into the cafeteria, though. Oftentimes they'll go upstairs for... Well, yeah. They'll go upstairs at inconsistent times, but you see shifts often come out for lunch or breakfast around the same time.
When one comes out, does another one usually go in?
Not shifts like that. So it looks like about half the crew will come out for a meal and then go back. The other half will come out for the meal. And then there are 3 shifts that you've seen that that make their way up or down throughout the day.
What kind of clothing?
As you guys are, as you're sitting there, how long are you there for?
I will be down there for a while, for most of the day.
The second lunch shift rolls around. You see a familiar face among the sailors.
Who would that be?
It says, "Hey, if it ain't the kid."
It's fucking Frank!
Frank's here! He wanders over, slaps a big paw on you. How you doing, champ?
Not bad, Frank. How about you?
Oh, can't complain. I'm out in the open sea.
Hell yeah, didn't expect to see you here. That's
I went home.
Coincidence.
Found the wife nagging at me. Went out and signed up the next morning.
Good on you, Frank.
That's one less time I have to hear that horrifying wench.
Good on you. Good on you, Frank.
Yeah, what sticks with you, kid? Say, you're not one of those, Pokemon trainers, are you?
That I am, Frank. That I am.
Nah, you falling in with a sad lot, my friend.
You could say that. But here I am.
Well, a pleasant surprise to be sure. Definitely didn't think I'd see you again anytime soon. Tough thing, some fucking kid I found on the side of the road.
You mean the end of a pier, Frank?
Beaten and sad.
So what are you doing on that? What's your job on the ship? What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm working maintenance on the engine.
Okay.
Don't know a fucking thing about maintenance on an engine, so don't tell him.
Your secret stay with me, Frank.
Alright. Thanks, kid. So what experience you have? I said I'm an engineer. Is it cool? Yeah.
They just bought that. They didn't have you they didn't make you prove it or anything. They just kind of took you aboard.
What do you mean? How would you prove it?
I don't know. Have you engineer something?
What does that even mean? I don't know what engineers do. No, I was too afraid to ask.
Probably for the best you didn't. If you did, you probably wouldn't have got the job.
No, I probably would have gave up. So I said, yes, sir. And then they said, yeah, we worked with big engines. I said, yes, sir.
God.
And here I am. Oh, so you're out on this big expedition, huh, kid?
Gonna go deal with some dangerous things on this dangerous island.
Well, better you than me, kid.
I still need you to keep us afloat, whether you have experience or not.
No, I'm doing my best back there. Mostly, it doesn't seem like I do much, so. Every once in a while, I just have to do what they call a routine inspection.
Oh God.
I inspect it, and it's still running.
Man is in charge.
Wait, so they've got you in charge of the inspection.
Oh yeah, I'm some sort of managerial duty. I may have told him I've been doing engineering for 20 years.
Oh no.
I got seniority back here.
Well, damn, Frank. If you ever need a hand, let me know.
Maybe I might, kid. I'll just have you secretly show me the ropes. You know anything about engineering?
I know a little bit.
Oh, you yanking Frank's chain.
I'm not.
Is this a callback to when Frank said that he could do engineering, and then you said you could do a little, and hire you on? Sort of the way Frank got hired.
Maybe, Frank. Maybe.
That's what I'm feeling now. That's what Frank's feeling. You can't fool Frank's intuition, kid. I don't know. I'm talking to myself in the third person right now. I'm getting a little delirious down there, just inhaling all the smoke. Do you know engineers just inhale smoke all day?
Why is there smoke?
That's supposed to be smoke, Frank. Maybe you should iron that one out.
So the engine's not supposed to be smoking.
No.
No.
Oh no.
Well,
When's your shift usually there, Frank?
No, I work the day shift. Well, hopefully that night guy knows what he's doing. Fix it up proper.
Who's the night guy?
Oh, I don't know, some twit. Thinks he knows a bunch of shit. He said he went to college back in the day.
Oh, Natu evolves today, actually.
Frank, maybe we catch a beer sometime while you're here.
Oh, I was just thinking the same thing. I was just thinking about beer, kid. You read my mind.
What can I say, man? Great minds think alike.
I was gonna say we could crack open a cold one.
Maybe cast a line.
I did bring my reel, but does seem like the water's a bit too deep.
We might catch something we don't want to catch.
Oh, rods aren't built that way no more, you know? Oh, last time, deepest water I've ever been in was like 50 feet, maybe.
I mean, all you gotta do is put a weight on the end, make it sink, have it as long as you have enough line to keep going down.
Oh, very fickle to think of something. But I was so busy with this damn engine.
Good luck to you, Frank.
Ah, you too, kid. And hey,
Offer still stands, though. If you ever need a hand in there, you let me know.
all right, I will. I'm sure I'll hit you up tomorrow. And don't die out there, kid. Okay?
We got it.
You're one of the good ones. You don't yell at me like my wife. Or her mother. Or my mother.
I'm sure your wife means well.
Ah, it's women in general, man. Ah, you're no woman. Well, I better get back to the boys.
Yeah. Catch you later, Frank.
See you around, kid. Never for a second thought I was putting Frank on this fucking boat, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, so you observe the shifts and it's as it described.
Cool.
Oscar, what are you up to?
wearing something like similar things, or just kind of just wearing or just some standard work clothes, like someone's just like some greasy stuff. They don't care about getting greasy.
Yeah, there's no uniform or anything.
I figured as much. Okay.
Wearing varying overalls and cover up.
Overalls, white shirts, just shit like that. Yeah.
Silas would come through the lunch area at some point while he's scoping that out.
Okay, yeah, come by. Come through.
Suppose my question to you, Damien, would be like, how and where are you? Are you like in some dark fucking corner just staring this door down, or like what's your setup here?
No. You might see me at like one of the tables kind of close to the door. Probably just sipping on some coffee or something.
Okay. Silas would go and get some food and then come and sit down. And afternoon, Damien.
Afternoon. How's your day been?
Surprisingly eventful, actually. Something I did not anticipate. Went and spoke to the good old captain of this vessel. Looks around. Is there other people in earshot?
I mean, people are starting to gather for lunch, but I mean, nobody's too close.
Kind of leans in and talks quietly. It seems like nobody knows what the fuck they're doing on this boat. At least the captain certainly didn't. Perhaps we could
It
use...
would definitely seem so.
Oh, you've had some experience as well?
Yeah, you know Frank, right?
Nope.
Did I tell you about Frank? I went fishing with him back in town. He's
all right.
He's working here on the ship. Claimed he was an engineer, but he has no engineering experience whatsoever.
Well, that sounds like an in for us. That's good. I've kind of assessed the running of the ship, its systems and whatnot. Most of it's unoperational, but even if they were, they wouldn't really help them any. So I thought I'd kind of, take on a little project while I was here and fix it up a bit. I mean, it seems a little silly since we're just gonna, but give me something to do. A little bit more experience with the stuff.
Yeah, sounds like a fun little project.
And perhaps, I'll come across a way that's useful to us. Thinking of trying to get the intercom system working first. That we might be able to set it up to communicate across distances, perhaps even without people realizing. But I also have a master plan for it. Ready
What's
for
that?
these? Think drinks. Think lights. Think dancing.
You're trying to get a party going on this boat?
I'm getting a party going on this boat, Damien. Yes, sir. I was thinking it might provide the perfect opportunity to distract everyone.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
And perhaps we'll talk it over with the others later, but this is kind of a thought in progress.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, anyway. And he just goes on to general chit chat. Unless you have anything else, then he'll just eat his food and then pack up and leave.
No, it'd just be general chit chat from there on.
Okay.
Okay. Score, anything you're up to today?
Well, there's something that happened today.
Oh.
X2 actually evolves. Natu evolves today.
All right. As you're in the It's time. As you're up in the training room, getting your reps in.
Said that.
You got a big bird.
Damn, big yellow bird with a bunch of feathers comes out.
Can't put it on your shoulder no more.
I like to imagine
Oh,
how
he's
much
yellow. He looks green.
No,
to me.
no, he's green.
He's green.
he's green.
He looks over at you. Says, "Whoa, that's trippy."
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Don't do this. Reconsider.
Oh no.
Huh?
Like,
Did you just speak to me, Natu?
it's insane to see the future of myself as a telepathic entity. And now it's become true.
Did you get this voice just by looking at this fucking image for like 30 minutes? Just
Yes,
looking at him,
I just
seeing how
stared at the bird.
Yeah. I'm just looking at him and I'm like, I can actually see this voice in this.
I know! I know! I was looking at this bird, I was like, yo, he's about to be a
He
fucking...
looks chill as fuck.
He's chill as fuck, man. Like... Do you know what it's like to evolve from, like, an unspeaking animal into an entity that can communicate and divine the future and premonition of what is to come?
That you can talk to me?
Indeed, my young friend.
So, yeah? No?
You've carried me upon your shoulder well, and I appreciate
No problem. You have been...
the excellent vibes that we have given together.
I never fully understood you until now. You've always been kind of like...
I don't even understand myself fully. That's trippy.
I've always was trying to, like, connect with you on an emotional level, but you always seemed like you were always looking past me.
Yeah, man. It's far out.
Oh no.
Alright.
Seeing the future is wild.
So you can actually see the future?
Yeah.
Anything interesting?
Yeah.
Want to go into further
Tell
detail?
Like it says. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, we're gonna get in some huge battles.
Oh, you can actually see the battles themselves.
Well, I can't, like, see the details, but I can feel imminent disasters.
Oh, that's quite useful.
You will cause a disaster. It'll be most traumatic.
I'm gonna call it disaster.
Yes, but it is okay, my young friend. We all make mistakes.
But we keep that one just between the two of us.
Yes, your actions will kill thousands.
Wait, what? How am I going to do this?
I don't know, man. It's just the premonitions.
This is exactly what we needed at party.
I was ready for this.
Do you know when that will happen?
Soon, man.
Alright, maybe I shouldn't keep this just between the two of us. Well, you're not really small enough to carry on my shoulder anymore.
That's totally not groovy.
It's not. I've enjoyed our time I've enjoyed our personal time together.
Are you sure? I'm quite lightweight.
We can try.
What if I, like, perch on your head?
33 pounds on your head.
33-pound helmet.
This 5-foot fucking bird on your head.
Oh, if that's
Yeah, he
really
weighs-
gonna-
He weighs far too much for your poor head.
Yeah, I don't think that's how no. I think you're going way too... We can still hang out, I guess, for the day. If you want to walk around with me. How do you feel? What do you think about Pokeballs?
That place is trippy, man. It's like I'm nothing and everything all at once.
Are you okay with being in one?
I mean, it's not like my favorite place.
Well, so the problem is most people are afraid of you.
Well, unfortunately, the relationship I feel between you as the trainer and I as the Pokemon is one of power, in which the power dynamic is totally controlled by you.
Well, I don't like to say that, but that's somewhat true.
There's little to nothing I could do if you want to put me back in the ball.
True, but I don't want to force you to do something that you don't like.
So you have no intention of having me fight in battle?
Mm.
I understand our complicated relationship, and I understand your desire to keep me happy and as a friend. But that intrinsically cannot happen as we observe a master-slave relationship. I certainly wish to keep relationships between us as cordial as possible, but the fact of the matter remains that you control all of the power in our relationship.
True. Maybe sometime here soon I can change that.
Then I shall be the master, and I'll put you in a tiny ball.
No, not that much. Not that much.
Oh,
We would
this
be-
idea appealed to me.
We would be equal.
It's trippy, bro. It's like you're the Pokemon, and I'm the weird flesh thing.
Holy fuck, fucking balls!
What if we were equals?
In this world of Pokemon, I do not see how that would occur. Philosophically speaking, the morality of being on equivalent footing with me would be tenuous at best.
Well, how about we enjoy some lunch?
I would be down for some lunch. I'm wicked hungry.
All right.
Change this topic.
I would then start walking out of the training room and go for lunch.
He walks
Alright,
after
I'm
you.
assuming- Yeah, I'm
He's
fine
as
with
fast as you. He's a little shorter, but you guys walk down the hall together.
I assume that I assume that we go into the lunchroom around the same time as.
Sure. The two of you wander down. Guys, Asakura wanders down to the lunchroom, followed by a 5-foot bird.
Fuck. Or actually, I wouldn't notice until I heard the screams.
Yeah, I was about to say, the fucking the workers down here.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? Monsters! Monsters! Traitors, take care of it!
Oh. I'm sorry, Exatu.
My name is Zatu.
No, it's what? Natu.
No, Zatu. Natu was my name before I was an artist. Zatu. The artist formerly known as Natu.
Well, Zatu, you're scaring everyone, so I'm sorry.
I understand. It's as it has always been. And it's as it will
Zatu
always
back in the
be.
Zatu
Far
back
out.
in the ball. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
Fuck. Frank says, "Hey, don't go scare us like that.
I wasn't thinking, okay? He used to be like.
Someone else some bitch being engineers over here."
He was like not even a foot tall like 5 seconds ago, and now he's big bird. And I walked
You
over
just wanted to bring him to lunch with the boys.
I did.
But you failed to realize that is a terrible idea.
I did. Secretly, I knew it was a terrible idea. I still wanted to do it.
So you wander over. Sandsbird.
Well, that little bird I had just evolved.
Yeah, I noticed. What were you thinking? That fucking thing in here.
Well, he can talk, like your Kadabra.
That's unsettling.
And also, apparently can see into the future somewhat. We're going to have to talk later today, when it's just the three of us. Maybe the
Okay.
Oaks can join. Maybe the Oaks can join as well, since they're kind of part of this. But the bird told me something interesting already. And also, he's Zatu now.
That's not his name.
What the fuck is it?
He's Zatu, the artist previously known as Natu.
Formerly known.
Formerly known as, yes.
I'm sorry.
Zatu, the artist formerly known as Natu.
He's Zatu, the artist formerly known as Natu.
There, I spelled it for you.
Oh, so his name is Zatu.
Yes. Got a personality, that's for sure. Less scarier than your Kadabra. Have I ever heard the Kadabra talk? Or is it only talking to Damien?
No, you've heard the cadaver talk.
I didn't know if it was like talking to all of us or is it just talking to Damien when he says the power.
The unlimited power is just for Damien.
Okay.
I love how his nature is modest as well.
Well, he is modest.
The funny thing
He has 2 times unlimited power.
Xatu is bashful. But apparently he's the Xatu, the artist formerly known as Natu. But he's bashful. Yeah, we're going to have to talk later tonight, guys, about something I learned already from the bird.
Oh, is this during lunch?
Yeah. Apparently, something that might happen on the island.
Well, that's unsettling.
That's all I have. That's all I really have to say about any of this. This is all incredibly unsettling. A bird that can see the future.
I fully agree.
Another Pokemon that can talk.
Also caught off guard by that.
Okay. Anything else you guys talk about over lunch?
No.
Okay. Damien, or not Damien, Silas, while you're out on the deck getting your sunlight,
Yeah.
the three big boys come out to get some air. Did you hear the descriptions of these large lads?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What's the name of the one with those aviators again?
That's Kent.
Kent.
It's the other guy whose name you haven't heard yet. The lovely black man. Who looks, I imagine he looks like a cross between Terry Crews and the Mr. Clean. Like the round head of, the round head and face of Mr. Clean, but with that, like, overarching brow and, like, size of Terry Crews. And just a perfectly polished bald head.
He's like the character from One Punch Man.
Yeah, that's a bit of the inspiration, actually. That character's a bit of the inspiration. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Something racist.
Blackluster.
That's right, it's Blackluster.
Super Ally Darkshine, Blackluster.
I do love Blackluster, though. Yeah, Blackluster was a lot of the inspiration for this character. Lieutenant Surge, I've been introduced. I'm Lieutenant Surge.
Dr. Silas Northfield III. Pleasure to meet you.
You seem pretty old, Doctor. I don't say that as a sign of disrespect. Just observing then. Well, it seems like you're from the before times.
I am indeed.
I was 20 myself when it all happened.
I was a few years older, but I was around that. I was in my mid-late 20s.
Different world now.
What were you before the world ended?
Soldier. Lieutenant. American.
Yep,
God bless.
I suppose.
Well, I mean it more in jest, unfortunately. As much as I always loved my country, it's... well... It's not exactly like it's survived.
Well, I mean, survives on in us, in a way.
Kent and Lamar here, they never saw the old world. They don't know what it's like. I told him. Gym's within a few miles of your home. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Just down the street.
I've heard that's a nice place to go. They're still as good as they used to be.
God, who knows? I assume they're dead.
Yeah, I imagine. Wait, so you own the gym?
No. Just felt nice to walk down the street, hit the gym, get a smoothie on the way back, see my dog.
Well, what breed?
Oh, I had a little poodle. Well, not poodle. Sorry, poodle golden retriever mix.
Well, both breeds are fairly smart animals. I imagine it had a lot of personality.
Yeah, lovely sized dog, golden curls, just a real sweetheart.
I don't know that I've really paid attention, but you don't see many dogs nowadays, do you?
I don't. I think a lot of them were killed or eaten
Unfortunate.
early on.
Yeah,
Pets are sort of a rare commodity.
indeed.
If it's alive and it's not human or Pokemon, it's a meat. Oh, those damn seagulls. You see them flying around. Can't believe those rat fuckers survived.
I had my Pokemon at the ready. I was ready to obliterate any of them that came toward my food. I know what them fuckers are like.
They haven't gotten less scrappy in the apocalypse.
Luckily, none of them made the mistake of making a move on me and my meal, so they got to keep their lives that day.
Kent and Lamar have wandered away at this point. This conversation doesn't interest them.
I suppose I was gonna casually say what brings you here, but I suppose I know that.
Yeah, we're all here for the same thing, right? Murder.
Yeah, I suppose. It was natural business.
Organizationally sanctioned murder. I was gonna say government.
Well, I mean, it's not really like it's murder. It's not like we're killing other people, right? So.
Oh no, this is far less qualms about this, and well, things I've done in my past.
I mean, we're really not even murdering anything at all. We're just, it's like smashing a light bulb, making it kind of, go away.
I suppose that's true. It's not like they ever fucking stop coming back.
That's true. What, you got any sort of specialty yourself?
Specialties? Besides these guns?
Yeah, I mean, with your team, your Pokemons.
Oh, I tend towards electric types, but you can't pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah, agreed. And you got to have a variety. I've got quite a fun little electric type myself. I've been training up.
Oh yeah?
Voltorb.
No, I carry a Voltorb.
Do you?
Yeah, I call it my ball within my ball.
I call it my little bomb.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. Has yours figured out how to, boom yet?
Oh yeah, I chuck it like an old world grenade.
Oh, I'm close. I'm hoping by the time we get to this island, I'll have gotten to that point, but it's yet to be seen. So.
Old callback.
Yeah. Any tips and tricks with handling a Pokemon that able to do that sort of thing? I mean,
don't tell them to blow up too early.
That's true. You got to use it as sort of a last resort, don't you?
Well, yeah, that's the thing is, It doesn't do you much good if it just comes out and blows up.
Now, do they do structural damage with this explosion?
Oh, I mean, these Pokemon can do structural damage. I mean, you seen a fucking hydro pump? I've seen a hydro pump take out a wall.
So an explosion from a Voltorb could take down a whole building, perhaps.
Perhaps. I don't know about a whole building. That'd be quite the
small-
explosion.
A small house, let's say. I guess I don't know how quite big the explosion. I don't know what to expect.
I mean, you've seen the Geodude explode.
Yeah, I know. I'm picking his brand. I know. Silas knows.
I mean, maybe with proper placement, you could hypothetically take down some sort of structure.
Placement and timing. Well, those are two good pieces of advice, Serge.
Well, I was a bit of an explosive expert back in the war.
Oh, we now.
Minefields.
Oh. Well, looks like you came out in one piece. That's good.
No, not planting them, finding them. It's worse.
I imagine so. That sounds like it carries with it quite a amount of dread.
Yeah, well, plenty of friends lost a leg. That line of work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else you got? You got anything interesting? Something like I got this. I've come across a few things that are even perhaps rideable in my time.
Nothing rideable for me at this point, but it's just not what I'm.
You should
Not
try.
what I'm looking for.
One.
Kent's got a big ass. Kent's got a big ass Gyarados. We'll just ride around the water.
Oh, yeah, you ever taken the stone train?
Stone train.
Onyx.
Oh, I've seen a few. It's not my cup of tea.
They're quite the experience, but I would highly recommend finding a flying type that you could ride with. It's quite exhilarating being up there amongst the treetops without any sort of, electrical motors and stuff like that. It's very exotic.
Well, Kent got aside there thinking he could ride it, but he gets up on top of the thing and just crumples.
Yeah. What's a Scyther?
Oh, big bug thing. Claws for hands.
Sounds a little scary.
Yeah, don't hug him.
Noted. Well, I was thinking of getting a little bit of sun. Care to join me?
Yeah, we were just coming out for our lunch workout.
Oh, all right. Well, you enjoy your workout. It was nice to meet you, Serge.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you as well. It's always good to meet someone with remembers good old America.
Agreed. Agreed.
It had its flaws, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, so does
This.
today has its flaws too. So
I'd argue quite a few more.
yeah. Say, what do you think about the whole situation? I mean, it all seems a little crazy.
What do you mean, the apocalypse and all that?
Yeah, I mean, not so broadly. I mean, the island waging war on them. I just, and don't get me wrong. I think the Pokemon Corps is pursuing noble pursuits, but sometimes I just wish I saw the bigger picture and could help out.
Yeah, well, I mean, killing Pokemon's what we're told. It's just about doing what you're told.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Just being a good soldier, There are people above us who know far more about what needs to be done.
Yeah, but you don't ever want to. climb the ladder, help out more.
Climb the ladder?
You know, the ladder of responsibility and trust and assignment.
I mean, I'm pretty well trusted around here. I don't know. I guess it's because I take my orders and I'm doing what I'm directed.
What does that mean? You're technically my superior officer?
No, I wouldn't want you to think about it like that, but if it comes down to it, if we're in a large-scale battle, I'd advise you, I do have seniority. I would hope you'd be willing to take directive.
Are you the senior on the field here with us?
Yeah, be my team and then Tim and Tom.
Well, what kind of rank do they stand at?
Tim and Tom?
Yeah.
They're generally around the same as us.
Oh,
Elite trainers.
all right.
We're some of the highest in the Corps.
Oh, really? Well, that's quite an accomplishment.
Well, it is what it is, you know. I don't brag about it, it's just... Well, it's the work I've been given. That's the mentality I come at it with. You know, you and me, I don't think our rank matters, you know, we're both here. Both here to do what needs to be done for humanity. That's the way I like to think about it.
Agreed. Well, I won't
So-
hold you from your workout anymore. Sorry for taking your time.
No, it's, like I said, always good to talk to an old head.
Indeed.
You know, I talk with the professors sometimes, but they're so... they were such shut-ins, and, you know, they lived in Japan. I don't know anything about Japanese culture. All that anime and shit.
It's quite deep if you really dig into it.
Yeah, Hello Kitty and whatnot. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, well, if you ever want to reminisce about the old days, it'd be a pleasant conversation.
Yeah, it'd be good to know somebody from America.
Agreed.
Yeah. Professor Ash, Professor Oak, they were always, you know, Americans, but, you know, they lived in this area.
Yeah.
They remember old school things, you know. Dippin' Dots,
Oh, I miss those.
Cartoon Network,
Twix bars.
Twix bars, Twinkies. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a Twinkie.
Never a fan myself. Too sweet.
No. That's the joy. You only eat one and then you're fucking done. Why'd I do this to myself, you ask? But it was good, because it was delicious for the first couple bites, and then it's just downhill.
Well, if I ever come across a Twinkie preserve somewhere, I'll be sure to send it your way.
I appreciate that, Doctor. I'll see you around.
Have a good one, Stodge. That was just a vat of information.
These people know a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
have
then,
a conversation tonight, but that's for sure.
Yeah, and then I think that's the next scene I really want to play up, is the three of you gathering for... I suppose you guys gather at dinner. Or do you guys try and have your meeting before then?
No, I don't.
I would motion to not have it in the main eating hall.
No. I assumed you guys would see each other at dinner before meeting.
Oh. I mean, yeah, probably for me.
I'll be there. I'll still be there.
Yeah, pretty much all the trainer corps is gathered there. The 16 of you.
One small note: Silas has begun to some of the quote unquote work he was doing throughout the day while he was sunbathing and stuff. He was making little invitations to the party.
Excellent.
He has yet to put dates on them, though. Because that's going to be a part of the conversation.
Who do you guys try to sit by as you come down?
I'm still sitting down there, so
I just joined Damien then.
I suppose that's true. People joined you, Damien. Who would come sit by you first, Damien? Moss and Nobu.
Act 2. Air slash.
If you don't have anything of note to say to him, he just makes small talk with you and
yeah.
Kaya comes to join you guys
I
shortly.
would to say anything of import until the meeting. So
Yeah. I just didn't know if you had anything like you wanted to actually approach with him.
God. Strong ass fucking attack.
not yet. I have something in the plan for maybe the future, but not yet.
Okay, he just makes small talk with you and philosophizes and says things that seem extremely wise and don't make a whole lot of sense.
Do they make too much sense?
Or do they make too much sense? Exactly. Kai comes and joins. She's a lively addition to your dinner party. She's I think you find her fun to talk to, Damien?
Do I?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, she's same kind of.
Basically the same shit that happened the first day, and then while we were on the top.
Yeah. She likes to shoot the shit, though. I mean, you can always pick up that there's this sort of tension around her. Like, it's pretty much as Gary mentioned it earlier, kind of strikes you. Like, she just seems constantly ready for danger.
I vibe with that.
Yeah, I didn't think that would bother you at all. And
More of like a oh nice knife. Here's my knife.
You guys say that?
Probably not.
not today.
Not today.
But everyone begins to gather up. You said the two of you sit by Damien?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Oaks come down. Surge's team sits by the Oaks on the other side of the Oaks. Tim and Tom come down, sit on the other side of them. All 16 of you have gathered. You guys just have a friendly dinner.
So hold on a sec.
Any specific scenes? Yeah.
Not a specific scene per se. Trying to get to my notes real quick. Okay. So there's Tim and Tom, which is one team. There's Surge, who were his two companions I met earlier. He said their names. I just don't recall off the top of my head.
I missed it. I guess I technically don't know the second one still, but I'm trying to remember what it was.
If anyone can remember, you can tell them.
All right, whatever. Guy one.
You're also welcome to make an intuition check.
7.
You don't recall.
Masa, Nobu, and Kaya, Gary, Lily, and my mind's escaping me. I should know her name. Fuck's the other sister?
Daisy Lily.
Daisy. Damien, Asa, List 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Who are the other three? Who are the three I don't recognize?
Other
Are-
three. Am I counting
are
wrong?
you said there are 16 of us.
Oh, I apologize. There's 13 of you.
Okay, that was my intent. I was trying to take a roll call.
The other
Okay,
three are Zatu, Miss Magius, and Kadabra.
Yeah, they are their own team, aren't they?
The talking Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm sure the three of them would get along real well.
Yeah, that's the end of our fucking lives if we get into that.
Unlimited power.
If they're able to plan together, we're fucked.
I don't know. I don't know if Zatu and Kadabra would mend well together.
Zatu just said he would enslave you if the roles were reversed.
I mean, he was pretty upfront and honest about it.
Yeah, but it was said in such a vibe way that you're just like chill about it.
You're just like, yeah, I guess he would.
Would man.
I mean, how can you not be chill about it? You're currently enslaving him.
Yeah, but she feels bad about it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel bad about it. He lives in eternal torment.
But at least you feel bad about it.
But at least you feel bad.
What do you want from me?
Nothing.
I live in a wor-
I just love fucking with you.
Asakura lives in a world where everyone's scared of the Pokemon. They're in their room
Probably for
like
good
chill.
reason. He just told you he'd.
Asakura decided to ignore that part.
I hear that deeply. Okay, and then you guys over dinner. How do you guys arrange for this meeting?
I would just assume that the three of us would probably go into one of our rooms.
This is gonna be the three of you.
That's how
That'd be-
Asakura pictured it, at least.
Yeah, that'd be my plan, just the three of us, unless Damien
Okay.
invites everyone else.
Yeah, talk with just the three of us first.
Okay.
Is in order.
So after dinner, how do you guys go about this?
Well, suppose we head back to my room, if y'all want.
Yeah, we did. The three of us as a team can relax together for a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't really had the opportunity recently. I mean, and we've been so worried about everything that I don't think we've kind of checked in with each other.
This is with everyone's at the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fine. You all wanna meet up and talk again tomorrow?
Guy says, yeah, we'll hang out. Not like there's much to do on this damn ship anyway.
True.
Silas will just say, "Oh, don't worry, that should be changing soon enough."
Well,
Just,
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to the island and we'll have a
yeah. But before that, just
only quiet for
keep
so
an eye-
long.
Keep an eye out for a slip underneath your door in the next few days.
A slip under my door?
Yeah.
what are you planning, Doctor?
But don't worry, it's gonna be great. Y'all are gonna love it. Trusting the good old doctor.
I kind of just like put my hand like kind of over my eyes like a.
I know who the other 3 were. I'm right. There are 16 trainers on the boat.
Okay.
The other 3.
Matthias, Bartholomew, and Terry are here.
Oh,
yeah,
those fuckers.
Losers.
I was right. There are 16 trainers. I thought so.
And they sat next to us.
I mean, they sat at the far end.
One thing Silas will do during the meeting is he'll try and just listen for it at first, but if that doesn't happen, he'll ask Surge's 2 buddies their names.
Oh, I'm Lamar. And I'm Kent!
Lamar.
There we go.
That's
okay.
that's. I was trying to think of what it sounded like. It kind of reminds me of Kendrick Lamar. You got Kent and Lamar. What's it? Kendrick? You got Kent. Kendrick Lamar. That's all I remember from now on.
What trainer rank are we? They're elite, but what are we?
They are inner circle.
Huh?
They are inner circle.
Surge used the term elite trainers earlier.
Yeah, well, he said elite. Like, he said they're the most elite.
Oh, but if you were to title it, they'd be inner circle trainers.
Yeah, they'd be. Well, I mean, they probably have a distinction beyond that, but they are part of the inner circle.
And Kai and Masanobu are part of that group, right?
Negative.
Yeah.
They are close, though.
Okay, so it's really broken up by Tim, Tom, Surge, Lamar, and Kent, and then there's everyone else on the next tier below them.
For this 16, yes.
Yeah. Cool. Just defining my notes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Meowth is gonna have a fucking badass ability here soon.
In 7 days, my Nidoran female went from level 1 to level 10. So it's the exact same level as the Nidoran I got rid of. Just from training it for
Nice.
7 days.
Nice.
So I didn't really have to make that many changes.
All right, so the 3 of you make your way up to whose room?
Silas would offer his.
I'd go in.
As you guys step in, you see the invitations scattered across his desk or workspace, or if there's anything of that sort, if not on the floor or on the bed, along with his planter in one corner, an egg sitting next to it, supplies, the fucking shotgun propped up against next to the bed.
Looks like you've been busy.
Oh yeah, yes I have. I half worked on Ball as well.
What's in the egg?
That's another cast form.
Why do you need a second one?
I don't really. More just perfecting my my methods.
Create that one as well?
Do I what?
Did you create that one as well?
Well, no, that's the interesting thing that I was trying to figure out. To take the one that I created, is it still able to naturally breed like the others? And it turns out, yes, that's the case. I mean, as is the proof of the egg. My curiosity is if it's still going to come out like the one I created, or if there's going to be anything different about it because of that process. I don't expect to be surprised, but I thought it was worth the investigation.
Oh,
Hell, and these two may be the only two Pokemon of its kind out there. I mean, they're literally weather condensed.
who wants to start with the information giving?
Sounds like we all have a little something to bring to the table. That's a little exciting.
Well, guess let's get the bad news out of the way right from the get-go.
We already got bad news.
Well, I don't know how truthful, or if Satu's trying to scare me. He's definitely an interesting one. I can bring him up if you guys want to meet him.
I would be interested.
I mean, no
right.
objections.
All right. Well, I'll bring back out Zatu. Out of his Pokeball.
Whoa! Now there's 3 people here.
Can we all hear him?
Yeah, far out. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this
Wonderful.
is Zatu.
We have another one that
I'm
can
sure.
talk.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you know these two.
Yeah, the other 2 guys.
Nice to meet you, little bud. I suppose you're not so little anymore.
Yeah. Quite large for a bird, I imagine.
What did it feel like when you evolved?
Dog, it was so trippy. It was like... I don't know. It was like every fiber of my being, like... went through this state of change. And like, pure essence and form. It's incredible.
So, Zatu has told me, at least, that he has the power to see into the future.
Yeah, like far out.
He can't give exact details, but he said he saw our fighting on the island.
Interesting.
Like I said, he says he can't give out exact details, but he also said, apparently at some point I'm going to cause a great destruction that will kill thousands of people.
Yeah, right on.
Sometime soon.
That... Right, and how do you feel about this, Asa?
Should I... Zatu, how sure are you on this?
Like, pretty positive, man.
Like, is there any way I can change this? Do you know?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't even know what you're gonna do. So it'd be like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I feel. Like, whatever you do to, like, prevent it would come about to make that happen. But if you don't do anything, that would make it happen.
It's almost like it's destiny.
Yeah. Bro, do you believe in destiny?
Sometimes.
To answer your question Doctor, I'm actually very worried about that. I don't know what I could do that would cause that.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, that's the thing that might happen sometime soon. I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, it's like a big bummer.
How,
Seriously.
go ahead.
So you said she was gonna kill thousands, right?
That's like,
You mean humans by that, right?
yeah, that's what I'm vibing.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I can tell you right now, I don't want to do that.
How do these feelings or visions or whatnot, how do they come to you, Natu or Zatu?
I just see into the future, man.
Is it visual?
Yeah, I just stare really hard into the future.
So is it pertaining to the things you stare at?
No, not at all, man. It's like I don't really have any control over like what I see.
Are you always the point of reference, the center point of feeling?
What do you mean by that?
Well, in these visions, is it you seeing this massive destruction, or is it more?
Oh no, I can predict. No, I can predict calamities that happen well beyond my ability to see them.
So your point of view as a conscious entity is able to be removed from your binds here as a form.
Yeah, man, I like see beyond the veil. All of time happens at once, you know?
Well, that to say though
Thank
that
you.
you only can you see the past then as well.
Yeah, I can see large scale events from the past. But like I said, it's really only things like natural disasters, wars, anything with a huge loss of life. Pokemon or man.
You can see from before the Pokemon were around.
Oh yeah. I've seen so many of your people kill each other.
That's interesting.
Provided you were free, is that what helps to inform you as to the way you would act of your own accord?
What do you mean?
Well,
Like,
right
do I avoid
now,
bloodshed?
Yeah, right now, if you were not bound to this Pokeball and this Astakura, what would you desire to do?
Sit in a tree and vibe, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, history repeats itself. Like, I can worry all I want about preventing these disasters, but they'll happen nonetheless. And what have I done by exerting myself to that point? You know, the
So
world will
you'll-
be what the world will be. I'm merely a bystander.
But from what you just said there, your morality is the desire to prevent and aid as a force of good?
Nah, man, I don't. It's what it is. It's sad that your people kill each other. but like, that is how the universe exists, man. Like, I had to come to terms with that.
But you can feel the empathy of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Silas is taking notes furiously. Well, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's totally bad vibes, but man, that's like, you can't stop bad vibes, man. You know, you can't control everybody in the universe. So I just rather remove the bad vibes from my existence, you know?
You are strangely wise, bud.
Just living my life, bro.
Right.
I just see things
learn a thing or two from you. We have got to get the two of them to talk sometime soon. That would be fascinating. Oh, I've got so many research ideas right now, you two. Oh my goodness. My ideas are exploding.
I don't know if Zatu and Kadabra would vibe together.
Doesn't matter. They're constrained by the balls and you control them. Whatever sort of discourse that came between them would be enlightening.
Unfortunately, he has a point. I have no ability to disobey your request.
Zatu, we've already talked about this once. I said if I could, I would have us as equal partners.
I mean, if you could, it's relative. You could do that. The power to do so exists firmly in your hands.
Working on that.
As it is, so it shall be.
Thank you for enlightening the other two.
It's been groovy.
I'll let him just sit there and like chill with us, but
He stares out the window.
what did the other what'd you two figure out? Now don't get me wrong, I'm worried about what he has to say, but there's nothing we can do about it right now, I guess. We don't even know how this will happen.
I gotta digest and think of it, Damien, if you've got something.
Not much new here, honestly. Just already told the doctor earlier, but met Frank on the ship. He's got a job here apparently to get away from his wife.
Who's Frank and who's his wife?
Don't know who his wife is. He doesn't like her very much, though. From what I've gathered. But he's a friend I made back in town, and apparently he works here, and I might have an in to a couple areas of the ship we might not have access to.
Oh, that helps a lot. That's good. Good news.
Indeed. What sorts of the ship do you speak of?
Potentially a couple of the maintenance areas.
That is useful.
But yeah, that's all I've got.
Well, I suppose I don't really have too much either. I'll cordially invite the two. Well, I suppose you're not really invited because it's kind of a cover and a ploy. But I'm gonna create a party for the ship. I was still debating on which day it would be. I thought that before I sent out these flyers in the next couple days, we might be able to time it with one of two things. We could use it as a distraction and perhaps follow up Damien's in and get in, and I could try and properly rig, unless somebody else has more experience with it, I could try and properly rig the explosive charges where they need to go for our plan. Or we might be able to use it on the last day as sort of a distraction to set up and begin the series of events itself. I suppose if I wait to send the flyers out till the third or fourth day, that gives us a couple more days to perhaps pursue which of the two options it would be most applicable to, unless other ideas are had, of course. I met with the captain, and I'm going to be working on some of the ship's more secondary systems, things that don't really matter if they get activated or not. But in an effort to familiarize myself with the ship, its electrical systems, perhaps have more of an insight for when we do need to hit the right spot. Perhaps I can even rig up something within the ship itself. Well, that's a nice idea. At the final crescendo, I might be too predictable. But at a particular note within the music of the song over the intercom system, that tone or electrical signal also sends the thing to the explosive device itself, causing all sorts of hell and havoc and chaos. I don't know. What I got, kind of what I'm working with.
That's something you can do? Make a bomb go off by just sound?
Well, it wouldn't so much be the sound itself, it'd be whatever I have producing the sound at a particular time and interval, sending the signal required. So that's not really the sound, at least that's not my idea.
Oh, alright. Well, so that's pretty damn impressive.
That's what I got.
Guess for your thing, we probably should talk to I want to talk to the Pokemon Ranger duo, since they're the ones with the bombs, and see what they think. They can plant the bombs without a distraction or not.
Yeah. Perhaps that's a point of contact you can help arrange, Damien.
What was
They
that one
think
more
they-
time?
Oh, we should talk to Masanube and Kai about if they need a distraction to plant the bombs, or if they think they can do it without a distraction.
Or if they
Gotcha.
need help in planting the bombs.
Since they're
Yeah,
the ones that
I can talk to them about that. That's no big deal.
we can get a better idea when we need to have the party then, because if they can do it without the party, then we could save the party as a distraction for everyone to be somewhere where we're not when the bombs go off and we can get away.
Yeah, I do assume that they know how to plant the bomb, because they didn't know. I don't think they knew they were gonna have allies like us beforehand.
That's true.
So they probably have some kind of knowledge of how to set up the bomb at least.
But they also had the idea of just blowing the whole fucking ship up and killing everyone, so they may not have the expertise realized to put it in a more critical position if they don't understand the boat itself.
Well, I actually already talked to Masanobu about that.
All right.
He was saying that it is while it is a decent idea to hit the engines or stuff like that, it might seem more like sabotage than just a breach in the hull from an outside source. Though I would think a bomb would leave a pretty, obvious pattern.
That's true. So perhaps we don't even need the engine room and its contents.
It all just
Although
depends.
if the ship goes down, it's very unlikely that this thing gets recovered out here at sea. I think we gotta approach this a little carefully now that we're all on the boat. I don't think it's our interest to be seen gathering in private with groups consistently that are not ourselves. I mean, it makes sense for the three of us to be together, but if every time we go off to talk, we take Masanobu and Kaya or Gary and his team or all of us at once, that might be a little suspicious.
Maybe.
I think it's best to do this a piece at a time, like you talking to Masanobu, us kind of pursuing separate lines.
Daisy, Lily, and Gary are from the same town as us, so that's not too strange.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, it's quite a small boat. I don't think it's that weird if we keep on running into the same people.
No, I just mean we should be aware of how we do go about it with the intention we have. No reason to accidentally make it more suspicious than something that would seem ordinary. Just more of a let's be aware of. I'm not saying we should or do this or that. Just something to think about.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, with it being this many people in such, I wouldn't say that much of a cramped boat, but it's not like we're in a city or a forest or something. There's not that many places to hide. You might want to be careful with what we say as well with certain people around certain people, because you don't know who might be listening from afar.
Agreed. That reminds me. I ran into Serge today on deck. Chatted with him a little bit about this and that. We're both from the old world, so that kind of helped a bit. Brought up Pokemon and stuff, and was just chit-chatting about things. Come to find out, none of them have anything that they can fly on. And, however, Serge does have a Gyarados. So if they do have to make their way to the island, they have a fairly competent way of doing so. Something to be aware of.
So we really have to be on the ball on this one.
Yeah.
Get going as soon as we can.
Yeah, we can't allow any sort of distraction or slowdowns if they have the same capability of us, because I imagine Gyarados is our primary way over as well. I mean, I can take Tomahawk, but that's just me, so I'm still kind of bound to your guys' speed as well.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping not to would evolve into something that could fly and carry me, but apparently not.
Although between your ability to see through Tomahawk's eyes and me on it, perhaps have the opportunity to scout for us ahead or behind us for when we do make our journey. So.
True. We also have Xatu as well now. He could probably help us with something like that.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm pretty sure Tomahawk's probably a lot faster than that thing. So, and if speed is of the essence, I think it might be best to take the fastest.
True. It probably is faster.
I'll be in the
I
water.
mean-
so.
Tomahawk can clear 11 meters every few seconds at full flat speed. Hell, more if he's really going. What is that, 16? He can really put some speed into it.
Yeah, that is faster than Zatu.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
that's all I really got.
Good first day.
I think
I
so
guess.
too. Anything either of you guys need?
I'm fine.
Same here.
All right.
The ocean just goes forever.
It does, Zatu, it does.
That's not true. It does have an end.
Does eternity not have an end?
Something tells me you'd have more of an insight on that than I would.
I suppose that's true, but even I don't know.
Zatu, would you like to go in my room and stay in there for a while?
For what reason?
To look out the window if you want.
There's a window right here.
I don't think the doctor wants you being in his room all night.
Ah, so we are departing.
He can stay here if he
here.
wants.
No, it's alright. It's fine. I could agree with that.
I'd be fine with grooving with you as well.
Well, I imagine we can have cordial relations.
Sure.
Well, if we have nothing else to talk about, I'm going to go and see what some of the others are up to.
All right. I was just gonna say back to Noctu. I suppose at the end of the day, it's your master's call, isn't it?
In what way?
What you want to do.
I suppose it is. Water's out with her.
I would lead Zatu into my room and just leave him in there if he wants to just chill in there. Better than being in a Pokeball, right?
Do you quite prefer it?
Well, don't make too much of a commotion in here. Anyone else you would probably scare. But you're free to chill in my room all day for the rest of the night if you want.
Well, vibe as I can, man.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go see how the others are doing. I'll see you later tonight.
To Damien after Asa leaves and before he leaves. That bird is fascinating, Damien.
Fascinating.
Yes. With your blessing and perhaps even your protection, I would greatly like to get Kadabra and that bird in the same room together at some point before we get to this island. I think it could lead down a very interesting path of thought.
I mean, I don't usually like to take my Pokemon out when they're not needed, but maybe we could try it for a few minutes.
I just think the more, considering they can speak, the more we understand them, the better prepared we are to handle them in whatever way we need. And we have the very unique situation of being able to speak with two of them. I believe that's an advantage we can make use of.
Perhaps. I'm also a little scared of them talking to each other telepathically.
I suppose that is true too. I didn't think of that, but at the end of the day, they are constrained to their balls and the requests of us. So, regardless of what they may or may not discuss, it's not like they have any ability to do anything.
Not on their own, no.
That's true.
Together.
Well, think it over. I think it would be enlightening regardless.
Sure. I'll think it over.
All right. Well, you have a good evening, Damien.
You as well. I'll open the door and head out. Back to the cafeteria to watch that door.
Anyone else doing anything this evening?
I would probably try to find the Oaks and just chill with them for the rest of the night. Nothing special.
Have a couple drinks with Daisy?
Yeah.
Alright. Dr. Silas?
Nope, just tinkering stuff. He's going to be getting a actual decent amount of apricorns over the course of this journey, so he's got a bit of work every night. Or most nights. Yeah, 5 of the nights that he gets one.
All right. And with that, we'll end our session. So we played one day on this fucking boat.
I would think that was probably going to be the most heavy day because we all wanted to find out what this boat was all about.
Yeah, and kind of get familiar with your situation.
Agreed.
And we had the lucky.
But it's so classic of us.
You can't tell me you didn't expect anything. You expected something different, so.
Did I expect something different? Yes and no, because I have to expect many possibilities. I did entertain the thought that we might have a combat today, but God no. God no.
How could we when we got the presence of Xatu now? That was a great surprise.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that one for a while.
I don't get any evolutions on this trip, but everything goes up a couple levels, and by the time we set landfall on that island, Voltorb will have self-destruct.
Exquisite.
So, Be ready for that.
5 of my Pokemon got 2 levels, and 1 of my Pokemon got 9 levels.
Damn. And I have 3 revives, so effectively I have 4 self-destructs.
Minky evolves on this trip.
Now I'm gonna assume Meowth cannot use his fortune ability in this setting, right?
No, this is not.
He will hit 20 during this. And he's getting a dope ability at 20, Unnerve. Foes within 3 meters of you cannot gain positive combat stages or trade in digestion buffs. It does not affect any combat stages currently had. So that's fucking huge. His existence prevents people from buffing themselves. And it's only foes, so we can still buff ourselves, even with him around.
Does it say at will or does it say scene next to it at all?
It's static. It's always active.
Static. Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That 2 was everything I was hoping for.
Between both your groups of Pokemons, do you guys have any females with you?
I don't think I do, actually.
I have Nidoran. I don't. Do I have any other females?
Glaceon would happen to be female, would he? She? It?
So, Eevees are like 80% males.
Yeah.
Check there. Alright, so...
Because his egg that he currently has is going to hatch on the 6th day. So that night he has the ability to start a new egg if he wants, but I don't know if there's anything that I even want to do or can really make.
The War Turtle's male.
I have Cast
Furry
Form that's a
Boy's
female, but that's it.
Glaceon's male. Noctu's a male. Arbok's a male. Nidoran is a female.
Okay.
We have a lot of males on our teams.
Nidoran female. She's a field, right?
Field and
Ooh.
monster.
Glaceon's field as well. That's probably the breed I go for, if Asa lets me. It'd be nice to get another Eevee, even though that's not likely.
Yeah, likelihood is that it's going to be another Nidoran
Yeah, but
for you to just put in the box.
Yep.
So trust me, Asakura is a little like, what the fuck? Why are you making Pokemon that you don't need?
Confront him about it.
Oh, she probably will. I wasn't going to do it right there and then.
Yeah. He hears you comment on it, but until you actually come and
Yeah.
do anything about it, I have no reason to change my course of action.
True, and that's fine. I just, as a player and as a character, it wasn't the time to do it right there and then.
I agree with that.
Not when we had more important things to talk about. That'll probably
Yeah.
just be something she'll mention at some point on the ship.
Yep.
Damien's
I
about
think-
to start talking to you guys about the rules of Twilight Imperium 4,
Yeah.
and how to play it. And... That's all I can think of as a human being right now. So I'm just like sitting here like, what would Damien say?